thing, like the loading screen.
Um,
I can try again, but
it says you're viewing,
maybe
but
that's not actually showing it.
I got the quality set to 1080p. Should I drop it? How's your internet?
Pretty good, but I don't know why it's not working. I'm on like Windows 8, like on my old crappy laptop because my desktop hasn't gotten delivered yet.
So, okay.
Yeah, so that might be the problem. I'll just watch on CoNDScore.
Okay. Yeah, I mean,
if I spoil anything, I'll stop talking for a while.
Yeah, it's not a huge deal. I think spoilers. Yeah, I guess spoilers would be deaths. Deaths are a big deal here. So let's go over the rules real quick for anyone who is just learning about CoNDScore now. Sorry, just a moment. Charles is the worst. Okay, the race is going to start. Yep. Has it started already for you? There we go. All right, so this is our score tournament. It's the 7th one we've done. And like all of our non-standard, even all our tournaments, we change up the way it's done quite a bit. Just to try out new things. And this one ended up being a week-long tournament. So we had, how many racers? I don't remember.
I think we had 10.
10 racers, yeah. And then they each were paired up with 3 other racers and had to do 2 races, I think is how that worked. And
3 races. Oh, 2 races per set. Yeah,
2 races
3
per
races,
set.
2 races per set.
Yeah, 3 sets. And so based on those scores, we place them in order for who did the best. Our top 3, Poku, Biggie, and Ochre, were 5 and 1. And so they just did a tiebreaker to find out who gets the buys, because this is a 6-player tournament that we're doing today. Our first round is going to be a best of 1, followed by our semis and finals both being best of 3, which could be a while. Score runs are long, but this is a sudden death tournament. So a death ends your run, and you get the score you got when you died. So obviously you're trying not to die, but what's nice is there's a big component to risk reward in score, where you usually play at very low health because the blood shovel or the blood drum, we've got early glass shop, which is not what they want to be seeing. But those items cost you health to dig shop walls, which gives you gold. And that is a huge part of the meta.
I'd say with the current meta, and I've had to sort of catch up on the meta this week watching the people who are currently the best. The current meta, it's like your gold is coming, like a lot of your gold is coming from the shop walls and then from your leprechaun dupe if you are going for dupe strats, as the 3 top racers generally are.
Right.
Or I keep saying racers, but it's not really a race.
Yeah, runners, I suppose.
Runners, yeah, runners. Glass
jump would be a choice. Not going to take it. You get early damage. Damage is fast, which can help. The other thing that's interesting about score, for anyone who's new to it, is that you do want to be efficient. Once you get the Crown of Greed, which is it's a necessary item to do score running. It's the thing that the shopkeeper drops when he dies. Once you get that, you're going to be losing a gold every beat, but you get double gold on every pile you pick up. So it's pretty valuable, and but that means you're, of course, going to want to be kind of efficient with how you pick up the gold. You can't just dance around and wait for the song to end. You have to try and kill everything. So having damage ups really does help a lot.
Right. It'll save you the 1 beat, that you would otherwise have to spend killing it. We have some interesting item pickups so far. Both of them got that blast helm from the 1/1 shop. Monster got a dry baby ring from a crate that he opened, I think. That's where he got it.
Now that ring is pretty good for score, if I'm not mistaken, because it's got regen inherent, but they nerfed it for score,
So it used to be the meta ring because there was a strat where it would effectively heal you when you picked it up, because it's, Peace Ring gives you a heart container, but it's an empty heart container. What Wonder did was it would give you a full one. And if I recall correctly how it worked, it would, even if you were at heart and you picked it up, it would take you to 1.5 hearts, and you would keep that health when you set it back down.
Right.
So you would just get a full heal every time you found a ring swap. So resetting for Dry Baby Ring was certainly something. And we see Monster Racer doing pause buffering strats on the Gold Shop, which is an Gold Shop, sorry, yes. Gold Shop. Gold Shop isn't really a thing. That would be the best score shop, yeah, but it doesn't exist.
No.
Buy gold with gold.
And really quickly, one of the things that is important about the Blood Shop is it always has a gold weapon in it. That was by design to facilitate score runs. There's a bunch of design stuff that was placed in and then removed in some cases for facilitating score. And in this case, whatever your gold weapon is in the Blood Shop tends to be what the Seed's gold weapon is. That's usually how it works, at least from what I've seen. And so this is going to be a gold cutlass run. The race itself will mostly revolve around using that weapon, because gold weapons gives you +1 gold per enemy. Is that right? Times your multiplier?
Yeah, I think +1 times your multiplier, yeah. And sometimes they will switch off. It seems like the current meta for the duping people is something like cutlass, spear, bow, maybe one other weapon that I'm not thinking of. But you want things, maybe axe? Axe might be the other one.
Axe is good for duping because you can create piles without picking them up, even with courage, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's true, I guess, for anything with
crossbow,
range.
maybe. Yeah, crossbow might be part of it.
I know that when I've watched a lot of Ochre's Bard runs, they tend to be, like, crossbow is very high on the list.
Yeah, I think crossbow might be a little bit better for Bard because you don't have to worry about spending the, whether that the reload beat will cost you beats of the song, because cadence, you're limited, there's only a certain number of beats that you get without heart transplant. And Bard, the song never runs out.
Right.
But there is a bit of a different meta for that.
Now, there is a strategy that we see with speedrunning, which is wrangling dragons or drangling. We see that also with minotaurs and nightmares in speedrunning, but in score running, it is critical. Although it looks like that dragon missed. I think Monster wanted the dragon to crunch up all those walls. We're going to see if Ancalagor, can do it here. Looks like they're not wrangling the dragon. So each of those shop balls is 10 gold, right?
Yes, 10 before crown.
10 before crown. So that's a lot of gold in each wall, so it's generally worth. But it looks like there's also, when I did score running, which is, when the dinosaurs roamed the earth, there was a lot of plans to, you'd pretty much want to kill like on 1-2. You want to just get the crown as soon as possible. That meta shifted. My understanding is because you have, you want to get your build up, right? Like your build is so important. But I don't.
For duping, yeah. For a couple of reasons. Like one is you need a blood shovel or a strength shovel, and it's not. It used to be a little bit easier to find. Or before Blood Shovel and Strength Shovel existed, you would just use bombs. So there wasn't as much that you needed, especially since the gold weapon was guaranteed in your Blood Shop.
Gotcha.
So at that point, as soon as you get the gold weapon, it's net positive to have the crown. You're getting more from having the crown than you're losing on gold drain. And it's typically not net positive if you don't have a gold weapon, unless you have a way to dig shop balls. So the daily strats are basically to wait until you have one of those two, or at least those were the daily strats when I did the daily a lot. I think they might wait longer now and try to get a duping setup. But the duping setup just requires a lot of stuff, and if you don't have shops, it's hard to get stuff.
How legal is this thing that Monster Racer's doing right
now? Well, ain't no rule says a dog can't play soccer. They do run out of they run out of gold drops after a while.
Okay, I was wondering about that.
you don't do it, because once you have crown, you don't do it, obviously, because you're losing gold. But before you have crown, might as well.
Very interesting. Yeah, so both racers not having a crown right now, so they maybe aren't happy with their builds. We do have a gold axe. We'll see if that's a swap for Ancalagor.
I would say they're both waiting for a way to dig shops before they kill.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like to me.
Now they did have the opportunity for the blood drum, but I guess that's just not efficient unless you get big dig.
Both of them have a blood drum, but they want to get strength shovel with it because, you'd get the full sort of, the same dig of the wall as you would get with a blood shovel.
Gotcha. Yeah, I looked at Monster Racer and didn't see the blood drum, but it's definitely there. So I don't know.
Yeah, they both have it.
Which is that's pretty critical. Because you can anytime you have excess health, it's worth. Anytime you like overheal, like say you find health and you already have full, you're wasting gold generally, unless you've managed to do all the shop walls.
Right.
All right. But we do have a courage ring now for Ancalagor.
Ancalagor got courage. Where did he pull that from? He did the pain shrine.
Oh, of course, yeah. Yeah, that is a pretty consistent way to do it. You just got to take the 5 hits against the pain shrine, and then you can pick it up. We did see a little bit. We saw, I think in the first floor was the sacrifice shrine, but I don't think it ended up getting fully sacrificed too for those items. I think just increasing...
I wonder if Ancalagor got it because he has more health than Monster, but I was not paying attention.
Ancalagor had a pretty beefy gluttony, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
There it is for Monster, so Monster's going to be getting that probably from that Wind Mage. Or not. There's a
maybe
white.
From the Spirit?
Oh, nope. Wait. No, you can't. They have Dry Baby. That would kill them.
Right.
So they have made this bed, and they must sleep in it. This is a best of one. Yeah.
I don't know if Monster's been going for duping strats anyway, or he might have been going for like kind of weird duping strats.
I think he's doubling down on the Dry Baby is what it looks like. I mean, didn't really have much of a choice there, but... Monsters.
Yeah, once he gets to... once he got the Dry Baby, he had no choice. But he did have the choice not to take Dry Baby in the first place.
Yes, that is always a choice, unless you like bounce trap Boots of Pain, open a crate, and then pick it up. Or something like that, which we've seen in the past.
Monster, you have cookies too.
Yeah, so probably should be digging out those. Now those cookies are 150, and they give you 6 digs. So the math,
which isn't worth it before Crown. Once he gets Crown, that's a full shop, but needs a way to do big digs first.
And there's a weapon you rarely. Monster Racer wasting a bomb, killing the Obsidian Axe. Nice move. That's a weapon that you like to see speedrunning.
I suspect Monster is going to meme his way out, but I don't know.
Memes got him here.
I can't tell how seriously he's taking this race right now. I guess it's not very.
Yeah, bombs are very valuable in like if you're speedrunning and you've got like 6 bombs, you can use a bomb there. It's probably fine. But if you're score running, you probably want to save your bombs. Those are worth 5 shop wall busts.
And we have not seen Transmog or Conjure, but there is the Blood Shovel for Monster on the 2-3 shop. So he is going to kill 1 bomb and a Cutlass kill. It's a pretty sweet shop for speed with the Titanium Rapier and the... I guess the Bomb Spell isn't all that useful, but
Bomb Spell is useful for score.
Great for score.
Yeah,
great for score.
Shop digging efficiency is always so interesting to me because you can get those 3 or 4 shop walls on a dig, placing the bombs, like just the geometry of it all, but you can also kind of run up the side, which only digs 2 walls, but per health, so it's not as efficient health-wise, but you pick up the gold right away after. It feels a little more efficient that way. I don't know. I haven't done the math.
Right. It is interesting, and it depends. Like there's a lot of different ways to. There's some metaphor that I'm trying to go for, but a lot of different ways to do it, depending on what you have. Especially like with like Bomb Charm is really sort of conveniently great for it because you get 2 corners and then a dig. It's pretty much perfect.
Right. We got
mostly you see
Ancalagor. We do have a little bit of seed variance. That is anticipated. Just how score works. There's a lot of the things you do tend to cause variance. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there.
No worries. I don't remember what I was going to say. Just that you generally see the pattern that Ancalagor did. I think is the most common, where you sort of dig the corners sideways and dig the side walls, and then walk all the way back around and do it again.
Right.
I do wonder if we're going to see transmog soon. This might be a conjure for monster. No, it's a Shriner. Okay. Does monster get off dry baby? I think he should.
Yeah.
You take boss shrine out of here.
You could roll for darkness. Like, I guess that boss shrine's pretty
he took
good.
luck. Luck is too good to pass, I think, with the ham.
Yeah, the food drops.
He already has a way to he already has a way to dig, so getting those hams is actually useful here.
I was more thinking of the potential for like a conjure or transmute coming up with the darkness, but that's more me in the bard score mindset, which is what I'm used to.
I think the problem, like you could take the darkness because you haven't seen either of those shops yet, but you lose boss shrine from that, and boss shrine isn't like the absolute, like it's not war. But it is still a pretty big upgrade for score. Sometimes you may not want to do it because it is a potential to lose your leprechaun if you can't kill the thing, but it also makes, like Rat is saying, it makes your dupes more consistent. Like you're more consistently able to get a boss pile that is dupable.
Oh, right. For a second there I was confused. Ancalagor not taking luck, but of course they have courage. So.
Yep.
And digging out this shop as well, those secret shops. I remember back in the day meta of having, like, carry that giganticism scroll for when you have the boss shop next to the real shop, and you can dig the whole thing out. It's like, wow.
I guess I don't have the backpack right now, but they do have blood shovel instead of strength shovel, so they can get use out of a purple scroll. And it is, it's still very strong if you can get 2 shops lined up.
Right.
Like that's 2 shops that you dug for pretty much for free.
Pianissimals. I like that.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I think that's good.
That is pretty good.
Ooh, ring of gold. We see the swap from Ancalagor. That ring, it just like it makes me want to play score runs because I hate picking up gold in games. It's annoying. So
it's weird. Like a game like Undermine, I'm like, oh my god, I can't imagine picking up all that gold. I don't even want to play this. Like,
I haven't played it for that exact reason.
Score running is interesting because you're actually trying to optimize something while you're doing it, right?
I suppose that's true. Nice gold box open there for Ancalagor. Doing a little whip swap. The classic score running move, whip swap.
I do think Monster is a decent bit ahead now that they've both swapped to gold. Ancalagor is a 4 behind, but I don't think he's going to make 1,000 gold between now and when Monster is. Well, maybe he is. Monster's already dug out his 3-2 shop. I think Ancalagor's big advantage was the courage, but if he's not going to go for 2 strats, it looks like Monster has the edge to me.
Yeah, is it more just that their builds have converged at this point?
Their builds have converged and Monster has more gold now by a decent margin.
They're a full floor ahead? Does that
matter?
It's still like 1,000.
It does. No, it does, because Ancalagor is going to get the 3-2 shop that's already factored into Monster's score.
Yeah. Is it that much, though? I can't.
I don't
too much math.
think it's quite that much. We can compare when Ancalagor gets to 5-3. Monster is at about 5,500.
Yeah.
I think it's only a couple hundred gold difference between them, but it's a bit of a difference, and it can be hard to make that kind of gap up.
Yeah.
Especially when you're not duping.
And presumably, once the crown is factored into it, it should be the case that the racer who's further is going to be doing better, right? Because they're the ones. Ooh, oops, paint. I like that.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, that's basically, I think that's right, because they're playing more efficiently, and that's why they're ahead. Although that's not always right, because sometimes it just comes down to how much time you wasted before you got the crown.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, once the crown's on, you're going.
Yeah, I think Monster wasted actually a fair bit of time because he got the Dry Baby Ring in 1-1 when Ancalagor just kind of moved on 1-2.
Yeah, and bombed an axe and various other things like that.
Yeah, right. Ancalagor is up 2 in bomb count. Monster has been getting more shop walls. Yeah, he farmed the... Monster? Monster just killed his leprechaun.
I mean, I guess is the normal strategy to ring swap, and then...
Well, the ring is fine, but you can't hit it right away because you kill it. You get a gold kill on it. So he got like a 2 square leprechaun, if even that.
That's bad.
Yeah.
That's going to really equalize this. I mean, looking at the scores, you said 5,500 into 3-3. And Ancalagor's edging up close to that. So I think
he may get there.
Yeah.
I think I didn't take into account the fact that there are 2 bosses for both these racers. Whereas it has a huge lead now with Monster losing his leprechaun. Like 1,000 gold lead.
Yeah, potential. But we've seen some strange things. I don't know if we'll end up seeing it. We're taking his Banshee for a walk. There we go. Oh, trying to get... Yeah. So what happened there was Ancalagor got kind of cornered literally in the shop and had to drop the beat. And of course, something that's very rarely looked at unless you have Obsidian and Speedrit running, the coin multiplier is very valuable in score, as you can imagine.
Ancalagor was just at 55, like exactly at 5,500 almost when he entered 3-3. So they were pretty close, but unless Ancalagor really screws up his leprechaun, I think he has a pretty insurmountable edge.
Yeah. And so
also needs to not die.
Normally you'd kill the conjure shop keeper too, right? For that backpack, that's usually a pretty big pickup, I think.
Yeah, if you have resources for it. Yep, yeah. Backpack is good. I mean, and with duping, I think there's a little bit more that people want out of it. Like they want the heart transplant, that sort of stuff.
Oh, right. That would be really valuable.
The other thing too is with the current, the current patch, like you sort of have to take Blood Drum because you don't know whether you're going to get Blood Shovel or Strength Shovel. And so especially if you're on Strength Shovel, it's really nice to have the backpack so that you can have other stuff. I mean, you get into awkward situations where you might need to eat your food too early because it's covering up your Blood Drum that you need to use to dig out the shop walls.
Right.
But that isn't the case here because they did get Blood Shovel.
Very interesting. I am learning so much.
It's so, like, the amount of just game knowledge that you need for score is, like, it's not even necessarily game knowledge, but just, like, strat knowledge. Yeah. It's just been optimized, like, this people have been thinking about score since the game came out, right? And, like, improving on each other's strats. Like duping, I can't remember who originally came up with it. I think I learned about it from Ink. And then like I had the first Bard run, and then like Biggie made it go insane, and then like Ogre I guess had the first Cadence run. And it's like it's just this sort of like development of collective knowledge that like is really kind of daunting, I think, to like catch up on, right? If you're like coming in new to it. But I feel like it's been really cool to see
speedrunning a bit. But speedrunning, I think, is a little more obvious. There's some pretty like niche mechanics.
Go fast, yeah.
But there's still like choices you'd make, and like our just straight up go fast strats have shifted a little bit, especially in racing. Obviously, speedrunning is just whatever you can to go fast.
Oh, Monster lost a bunch of enemies to that Goblin Bummer.
Yeah, that was a lot.
Well, you'll see Score runners being very careful about Goblin Bombers because when they kill enemies, you don't get the gold from that because it wasn't your attack.
I think that's true for dragons as well as wall pigs, right?
Yes, yeah, if they trample, yep.
Or breath. I think the fire breath does that.
That seems right. Yeah, I mean anything that isn't you attacking.
Yeah,
I think will result in that, or you bombing.
Monster just bombing a tempo up trap. Good times. Okay, pawnbroker.
Did you get more beats out of that? I don't remember how that works.
Spooty doesn't seem interested.
I feel like that ends up giving him more beats, right?
I don't think so.
I don't remember exactly how it works.
The song speeds up with the beats.
Oh, the song speeds up too.
So,
good point.
Yeah, the song's going to end.
You're right.
Yeah.
Right. It's been a while.
It's okay. Throwing down that Earth Tome. All right.
Yeah, I think the Earth Tome makes sense because that guy can kill you pretty hard.
That was much better handled.
Is that what you were talking about?
I don't know what I'm talking about. I like this Goblin Bomber there for Ancalagor, so even though it breaks all the gold from enemies, it still reveals the gold from the shop walls. So that was a nice bomb save from Ancalagor.
Spooty.
What are you guys even saying? 9. Hey, don't lump me into this. It's okay. It's fine. Listen, it's early here on the West Coast.
Yes, that's true. I am just waking up. I'm about halfway into my coffee.
Yeah, same. So far, I mean, other than just decision making, we haven't seen a lot of like major mistakes. I guess the Leprechaun is the one big one that I can think of. Still needing a Leprechaun from Ancalagor, so we will see what happens there. It is tricky because the Ring of Gold means you have to stand still. And so you have to be really purposeful with your getting a Leprechaun. But I mean, that's the thing about Score, and another reason why it's kind of daunting sometimes is you have to be really purposeful about everything. The entire game, you have to just really be purposeful, and it's a long time to be on your game, which is why we tried to keep this tournament not too brutally long, but it's still going to be kind of long for the racers. But whoever the finalists are, they're going to have probably quite a few games. But yeah, it is a lot to think about.
I think the other maybe mistake was, like Rat said, Dry Baby. Because if Monster was against somebody who is for sure duping, like a Hoku or Ochre or Biggie, they get to get Courage and Monster doesn't get to get Courage. Plus Dry Baby, I just don't know that it's doing a whole lot for you these days. Like the health thing that I was talking about has been patched out for ages. It's still a decent ring because it has regen and it lets you recharge your spells faster. So, like, if you have a heal spell or a bomb spell like these guys have,
and damage,
it's helpful for that.
Don't forget that, like damage ups.
Yeah, damage. That's true.
It's got a lot going for it, I think. But I think that's also a good point. It's been nerfed quite a bit. I think one of the biggest issues was that the transmute was on 4-3 and not on 2-1 or whatever, right?
Yeah.
That would have been probably better. Nice little wall pig there. Getting that full 10 hearts. You can see Monster has a lot more health than Ancalagor right now. That is one of the scary things about Score I said earlier on. You play with low health generally, and a death is sudden. So be careful.
Monster has Shadow, Transmog. So this could be a thing. I mean, he's going to try to get Courage probably, but he only has one more roll, right? Yeah, and it's Might.
But got some fun stuff out of that. A little bit of safety. Got the Silly Socks. That is, of course, crown efficiency. Having the Boots of Leaping.
Yeah, I will say Monster has a lot more gold right now, but I think it's because a lot of the food was in 4-3, and Ancalagor is going to find that pretty soon.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Zone 4 is a pretty gold-rich floor, if I'm not mistaken. It's just Zone 5 is just a bit more.
Yeah, it's fantastic. There's this healing everywhere with the gargoyle statues and with the pixies. It's really stressful. It's a really stressful score zone because the songs are fast and they're not that long. And like especially before Amplified, like this was where you made all your money. So all the circs, all the shops, and like they're just always running out of time. And as Ancalagor, I think, is going to run out of time on 4-2, but he might be able to get a little bit of the shop. Nope, a third of it. Okay, Monster finding the food shop in 5-1, using his heart transplant to get a big dig out of it, which is pretty nice.
Yeah, that's a good play.
Monster did give up, when he was going for the Courage Ring, he gave up the Gold Ring, which really hurts this, because now he has to run around the entire food shop again.
But luckily,
with the heart transplant, yep, it helped a lot.
And so there was an example, I think we were sort of talking about earlier, like picking up that full heart is a heart heal, even though he's at 10 full heart containers. So it's not for nothing, and that's kind of akin to what we saw with the ring swap stuff you were talking about before it got patched, where it would still heal you even if it's, you're taking away and giving you another heart. Still waiting on the Leprechaun. Maybe we're going to see it here for Ancalagor. Might be setting it up.
I think we're seeing it here. Oh,
yeah, behind the walls. It's a nice way to do it. But look at that. Oh, it picks up the gold. Oh, that's very satisfying. I like that a lot.
So with the Zone 4 boss gold taken into account and the food that Ancalagor is about to get, I think he's quite a bit ahead. Maybe 1,000 gold ahead. It's hard to compare because Monster is on 5-1. He just dug out his food shop. Ancalagor is 2 floors back.
Oh, this is even better. It was so
juicy with the wall peg.
Oh, the wall peg.
Oh, yeah, lining up all the gargoyles. Oh, yeah. Monster did that too.
Yeah, that was 3 though. Monster only got 2.
That's true. Monster did only get 2. Well, because he broke the other one.
Yeah.
Can't go back in time and unbreak it to get a more satisfying fireball. I don't think there's a go back in time mechanic.
Well, maybe we'll try it. I don't know. Maybe there's something still to be discovered in this game. Who knows? Yeah, it was very nice though. I mean, it was a nice gold statue open for Monster anyways, so.
Very nice play from Ancalagor using the Goblin Bomber to get some of this shop.
Oh,
he is going to strand. Oh, the Earth to get the spider. I was like, oh, he stranded a spider, but then he solved it immediately. I don't think you're going to be able to get that.
There we go. Yeah, that.
I'm pretty ahead of you. It sounds like.
Yeah, I just saw the spider bridge now. Very nice though. That's okay. You sort of prime the viewers to see the stuff.
Right.
That's all good. And those gold pickups are so much nicer for Ancalagor as you watch Monster scrambling around on the floor, scooping up the gold.
Oh, losing multiplier. Sorry, I need to stop reacting immediately to stuff like that. I will try really hard not to do that anymore. But as everybody has probably seen now, losing multiplier on Dead Ringer, so it has to spend a bunch of time. He lost it again. Death Metal, yeah, sorry.
I call Death Metal Dead Ringer too. I guess it's the Death Dead thing.
Pretty similar, yeah. But he's going to have to farm
keeps missing
the liches.
Oh, tried to get to the next phase. I mean, the liches are easier to kill than a bunch of bats swarming around.
Yeah, you don't have to react right away.
It's really not that bad. You just have to farm them. And actually, but you're losing crown. Sorry, there's crown bleed.
Losing crown. Yeah, so, I mean, it's probably like 100 gold or something. I don't know, maybe that's off.
Yeah, but it's worth it because I think it's 500 per multiplier, right? For death metal, I think is what I said.
Yeah, you really need to get.
You gotta get full.
It might even be more. Well, that might be the base.
I think it was 1500 on the pick up there, at full multiplier, so it'd be 500.
Right, per crown. Yeah, or per
Yeah. So
worst is when you keep doing that on the Necrodancer fight.
Oh, I know.
Oh my god. You need to like not kill him, and he's like coming toward you, and you're like, no, like this is the one time I don't want you to come toward
Yeah, and like, please spawn things as he's like blowing up and freezing. Oh yeah, that is a thing that's notable. Is 5.2 is a very short floor. It's just the song. I think it's like the song is the shortest track in the game or something. It's very short.
I don't know if it's the shortest in the game, but it's definitely the shortest in Zone 5.
Yeah, which of course Zone 5 is ripe for all kinds of gold. There's a lot of great ways to get gold. You can do some really neat stuff too. Here's some people maybe learning that the monsters shop walls still have gold in them, even though it's kind of tarnished gold. But yeah, there we just saw Ancalagor opening a wall using these skulls. So the skulls are as strong as dragons in terms of opening skulls by spawning enemies into them. So you can open up potion shop or potion vaults or shop walls or all that kind of good stuff with the skulls, which makes Zone 5 interesting for that too.
Ancalagor, I think, is getting a little cute with this. He has a lot of digging to do. He does have the gold ring, which really helps, but I would probably use this heart transplant here, just like Monster did. I think that was a good strat. He is a lot lower on health, so he's not going to get quite the same amount of digs out of this.
Right. Yeah, are we seeing? No, just go in the normal speed. We got Monster Racer onto Dead Ringer with a full 1,800 gold. Very nice. So Monster Racer's going to be finishing up this run shortly. Pretty solid. I think, I just noticed they have a bad sword for the broadsword. Come on, Monster.
He has a lot of text mods like that. That's fine.
But yeah, the nice easy fight here. Going to be able to keep the multiplier up no problem and get the clear. Be picking up those final gold and killing themselves to save on the 1 beat of gold bleed. 23,044. 23,044 gold.
I see people asking questions like when I was watching, commentary during the week, like people asking why you do that. Basically because of the crown beat, 2 beats getting to the stairs, so it is just very slightly more optimal. But then, like, it's kind of a meme to do it.
It's nothing, right?
It's nothing. Yeah, it's nothing with the boots, but it's the meme to do it. Like, you're like,
right.
Even I've seen people spend 5 beats killing themselves on the gold rather than going all the way to the stairs. And with Ancalagor, because Ancalagor has Ring of Gold, like he gets the gold right after the
Necrodancer dies. Oh, so it could actually be
he can kill himself much further away. Yeah. Like people are saying, I think Ancalagor, wins this if he gets like, I think isn't it 3,000 per? I'm totally misremembering exactly what the final boss gold is.
I think Dead Ringer was 1,800, right? That's what I saw. Okay.
This is something I knew by heart back in the day.
Both have 1,800. 3,600 for both.
Both are 1,800.
No. Oh, for both. Okay, yeah. Okay. Yeah, 1,800. Right. So yeah, you're gonna if you're at 2,000. Oh yeah. So Ancalagor is looking very good here.
Yeah, especially with this arena that he's going to get to dig somewhat of. Although he really just has the bomb spell. Doesn't have a ton of health, which is sort of his problem right now.
Yeah, he just needs to be careful.
But yeah, 19.5 going into 5.3. He has it pretty handily if he doesn't die.
Yeah.
Which I really hope I didn't just curse because he just I'm ahead, but it just burns his
his freeze.
Frost charm.
Yeah, I just saw that.
That was his big safety.
Yeah, so now we're not safe. This is scary.
So if I'm Ancalagor, I don't dig any other shops. Like, I don't need to. Well, actually, he can't screen watch, so he doesn't
there's
know.
no screen watching.
Shoot, I forgot about
yeah,
that.
that was something I kept meaning to mention. It came up, but never had the chance. I think it is really important to note that unlike all of our other tournaments, pretty much, this one does not allow screen watching, nor does it allow listening to the commentary. So this is fully blind for these racers. The only information they'll get is if their opponent died, I think. They will tell them in the
or
race.
if they finished. Yeah, they get to know when the opponent finishes, but they don't. They get to know the gold if the opponent dies early.
Right.
They get to know how much gold their opponent has if they finish or if they die very late.
Yes. Yeah, we tried to make it so that people didn't like die in 1-1 and then the opponent just does a full run.
Yeah.
So.
So Elorez, Koopy got part of it, and Chad is answering your question now, but just in case anybody isn't reading and is wondering why screen watching isn't allowed in this tournament, it's basically because in speed, like, there's a big disadvantage to being behind because you're trying to win, you're trying to go fastest. There's really no disadvantage to being behind in score. You just get a bunch of information about the seed that lets you sort of plan out your routing better and play the seed kind of more optimally. And because it's such a big advantage to be behind, like, it leads to sort of all sorts of stupid behavior, like just waiting out every song until you get the crown. If we allowed screen watching, we'd probably have to have a rule about not wasting time on boss floors, because otherwise you just like sit on the boss floor before you have crown, until your opponent has left, and that just kind of results in a stalemate. So it's sort of the informational advantage of being behind is really, really big. That is the main reason why we don't allow it.
Right. And which is interesting because it's great for racing, but it's terrible for score. Like the fact that they can screen watch, I think, makes racing more compelling. And with score, it makes it way less compelling.
Ancalagor could still lose here if he doesn't get a full multiplier. I mean, or if he dies, and he's a little bit sketchy.
Should be okay with double, with just even a ×2, I think, perhaps. But yeah, it is super sketchy here.
Yeah,
gonna want a somewhat efficient butt puzzle.
Any multiplier works, okay, but he's gonna waste some time, right? Like, he's not gonna be at his
there will be
current
bleed.
goal.
Yeah, that's kind of trying
Less
to
than
take
400
that into
beats.
account, but it's hard to know. I mean, part of the reason why it's good to have those boots of leaping is a little bit more efficient, right? So you don't bleed as much. All right, we get that last butt puzzle in, and we are on the second phase. And you can see the bleed happening.
I didn't actually know that you got 2x for free. This was always something that bothered me doing dailies, is like, if I screwed up Necrodancer fight, I was like, ugh.
Yeah, it's annoying. Yeah, you'll
cannot
see,
get 2x if you... That's funny, Monster.
You'll see racers using various things to buffer for the lures. So you buffer instead of just standing still. I've seen that a bunch. Oh, no! And there's a dropped beat.
Oh, boy.
That's a little bit...
he should be fine.
He should be fine, yeah, on the score, but he doesn't know that. So
right.
So he's going to waste a bunch of time.
Full multiplier.
He just missed a bunch more. So it's 5
Should
kills
bomb one
for
of these
full.
skellies.
Right now we're at 1 kill. Waiting for spawns. Oh,
he needs to
this is
push
sweaty.
Necrodancer into the skeletons.
Oh, right.
It's like a reverse lure.
Yeah. But without killing him.
Yep. Yeah. So he should push Necrodancer into the skeletons for 1 and then just bomb the other one. Or just bomb 1 now.
Oh my god. This is the worst.
Yeah, it's kind of funny because he did this on the death metal fight earlier too. I wonder if he just has sort of like a keyboard issue.
Yeah, it's pretty surprising actually.
Beats or something.
Oh man, it's all mini bosses.
Okay, back up to ×3.
Oh man, what was it? 4 nightmares and a dragon?
Yeah.
I guess in this phase, is it
cost
always mini
him
boss?
like 300 gold.
Yeah.
He spent a lot of time getting the multiplier back up. Maybe not 300.
And he
maybe
should kill
200.
himself. There he goes. All right, so it is Ancalagor, but by a nose. That was close. Oh, it can only be mini bosses? My bad. GG's.
1,300 difference. Pretty close.
A very close race there. So Ancalagor takes it. You're saying glad everyone can watch the world's slowest necromancer fight. I'm sure it's not going to be the only one. We'll see.
This is we're keeping our tournament moving along.
Yep. So GG's.
This is why the first round is best of one.
Exactly. All right. So now we're going to see our tiebreakers face off. So just before the cast, we had a 3-way tie for first place, and we had a 3-way tie for 6th place. And so both of those groups played, and Hoku and Ochre won that tiebreaker on the top. So they're seeds 1 and 2, and then Biggie Mac barely not getting second, and so is third. So Biggie Mac's going to be in this race against our 6th place racer, which will be Sivir. It was Plectro, Sivir, and Tough having